Welcome back to Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. I'm Ollie Hayes, and today I'm bringing you the Everton news 24/7 for Tuesday, the 1st of July. So, hopefully, now as we head into July, new financial year, hopefully we can see Everton come alive in this transfer window. But today's headline kind of indicates that it's from Matteo Moretto, and he says that Tierno Barry is one step away from joining Everton. This has also been backed up in the last few hours by Fabrizio Romano, who's confirmed that we have agreed personal terms with Tierno Barry. And yeah, this one seems like it's good news. Seems to be our top target this summer, Tierno Barry. So it'd be nice to get it wrapped up. It's good signalling, I think, from the new hierarchy, the freaking group. It's a new era. So to get our top target, our number one striker target over the line early doors, I think would be really good signalling. It'd be a really good sign from the board, and hopefully it would sort of trickle down to the recruitment team to really kick us into life and get more targets over the line. But as I said before, this one seems to be like almost moving towards a formality, with just maybe a few more little details to iron out to get the deal done. But I think it's definitely positive that we are moving towards a completion of the deal for Tierno Barry. But elsewhere, Pete O'Rourke, stated that Brighton have placed a £28 million price tag on Evan Ferguson this summer, with Everton, Nottingham Forest, and Fulham all the clubs interested. Earlier on today, we did an X poll, and of around 2,500 votes, 36% were in favour, 22% were unsure, and 42% were against. This one is an interesting one. I think there was definitely interest in Evan Ferguson maybe in January when he was leaving Brighton on loan. Would I go near Evan Ferguson? I'd probably steer clear of this one. I've said this, multiple times already this summer. This one seems to be one that's kind of swirling the rumour mill. Maybe he's trying to find a new club and using the likes of Everton's name or Nottingham Forest name to try and piggyback himself onto a club. But I would probably steer clear of this one. I think there's better options out there. I think because it's Brighton, you're paying a premium for a player, whereas you can maybe go and unearth a hungrier, another gem out there that we could maybe be charging a premium for in years to come. So yeah, this one I'd probably steer clear of. But elsewhere, maybe focusing more on contracts now rather than incomings. Fabrizio Romano has outlined that Fulham are closing in on an agreement with Kenny Tete over a new contract. This one has kind of fizzled out, hasn't it, Kenny Tete? There was strong links and strong talks last week between Everton and Kenny Tete, but it now does seem like he is going to be staying in West London and playing for Fulham next season. But all I'd say now is I hope that Everton move on to better targets and move on to a target that we can get in swiftly, and not lose too much sleep over it. But again, it does seem like this one's a formality that he will be signing for Fulham rather than coming up to Merseyside. But as I said, on the topic of contracts, Paul Joyce has outlined that Everton are back in talks with Michael Keane over a potential new contract to stay at the club. Paul Joyce's report has also stated that Jarrad Branthwaite and Idrissa Gana Gueye are expected to sign fresh deals this week in the coming days. But focusing on the Keane contracts now, we did an X poll yesterday, I think it was, and of around 3,100 votes, 45% were in favour, 22% were unsure, and 33% were against. This one seems to be a bit divisive with Michael Keane. Obviously, a lot of people will know and have watched Michael Keane for many years. He can be a little bit inconsistent at times, is probably the fair word to say. Maybe, a little bit erratic at times as well. And he maybe strikes fear into our defence rather than the attackers that he's playing against. But I think this one is kind of sensible. I think you won't have to go and pay a transfer fee to bring in a fourth choice centre back if you keep Michael Keane. And I think he knows his minutes will be sporadic in the team, with obviously James Tarkowski, Jarrad Branthwaite, and Jake O'Brien all playing ahead of him. I think it probably just saves a job for the rebuild to do, and maybe make sure that we can sort of paper over the cracks and maybe revisit it this time next year, bringing in maybe a younger, hungrier option to play at centre back. But I'm probably focusing. I'm probably saying that I'm in the 45% category of being in favour of Michael Keane signing a new contract. If it's sensible wages and he's given assurances that he will be fourth choice, I don't see why not. But elsewhere, focusing on more contract news, and this is academy news. Eli Campbell has signed a new 2-year deal at Everton, which will keep him at the club until June 2027. I think this one will be interesting to see his development. We've not really seen a clear pathway between the Everton first team and the Everton academy in recent seasons, so it'll be interesting to see his development, and maybe we can, give him a place in the side if he's good enough, or if not, we can cash in later down the line. But I think it's definitely positive that we are looking to favour our funds also to the academy and sort of rebuild what's been broken down of the academy in recent seasons. But finally, moving away from the men's side now, we'll focus on some Everton women contract news. And both Lucy Hope and Aurora Galley have extended their stays with the club for an extra season after both signing new 1 year extensions. Hopefully, the Everton women can kick on in the WSL this season. They had a pretty stop-start season last year, so fingers crossed this contract news, along with some fresh transfer news in the coming weeks, hopefully they can kick on and start their season positively in the WSL. But that is all for today's news for Tuesday, the 1st of July. Let me know your thoughts on obviously the break in Tierno Barry news, but also let me know your thoughts in the comments about the potential of Evan Ferguson joining the club. And also, are you disappointed that Kenny Tete will not be signing for Everton and maybe we will be re signing for Fulham? But that is all from me today. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll speak to you soon.